Hello everyone, hopefully the audio is good, and hopefully the streaming quality is okay. So I'm gonna mess around with trying to write a script, I was gonna say screenplay script, with ChatGPT. Excuse me, sorry about that. And let's see, so here I've got ChatGPT up. And it's just an AI tool. You can type into it down here and start giving it ideas, and then it'll start writing and doing things like that for you. So we're going to play around with that. And then over here, we've got Slugline 2, which is a script or screenplay app, which we'll use to write the script, kind of format it. So let's see what we get. I don't have anything saved here yet. 'Cause usually ChatGPT comes up with a title for me. Hopefully, let's find out. I actually have to move this up just a touch because the prompt's getting hidden by my laptop screen. All right, let us click there, and we're gonna say write. And this is kind of, I've just been playing around with this just a little bit, but this is kind of how I've been using it and experimenting with it. So write a let's say write a should have thought of this a little bit more. Monster movie, maybe. Monster movie description. So I was thinking, well, you start with a description first, and it'll generate that, and then from there you can start kind of prompting like, oh, I like that description, or I don't, and we can have it ask it, say, hey, rewrite it. So let's see what it comes up with. Hopefully this font's big enough, but it says, in the depths of the ocean, a team of, I'm not going to do marine biologists. That's a bit much. A monster movie should do like inhumanity. Let's clean that out. Write a horror film that takes place in the woods. Hopefully you don't hear my son over there. That's my cookies. Takes place in the woods with a limited kind of, or just want a small cast. I don't know, a couple people cast. Hit enter, see what comes up there. Title, The Cabin. Boy, that's original. Isn't there already a horror movie called The Cabin? I don't know. So it now gives a little description. Group of friends decide to spend the weekend at a remote cabin in the woods to celebrate the end of summer as they settle in and begin to explore the surroundings. Well, change cabin to tent. We don't have access to a cabin. Change cabin to tent. So might think I could have said rewrite that. Now change it to the tent. A group of friends decide to spend the weekend camping in the woods. Yeah, see, we can do camping. I have a tent in my garage. We could pull that off. In the woods, to celebrate the end of summer, they set up their tent, begin to explore their surroundings. Strange and unsettling occurrences begin to take place. Strange noises can be heard at the night. Objects move around. As the friends try to rationalize the strange events, they start to suspect that the supernatural forces at play. So supernatural, I like that. As they delve deeper into the woods, they realize their campsite is a Native American burial ground and that they may have awoken a malevolent spirit. Cool. Well, let's copy that. And we're going to go Command S. And we're going to call it the tent. So we'll save that, and we're just going to type this out: title, colon, and then the tint. And we hit enter. That's the title of our film. And in Slugline 2, you got some options here. We can just kind of preview. Why is that zoomed in? All right, so there's kind of like their title page, and we'll have stuff down here, which we haven't got to yet. Go back to editing, and what I've been doing is you can write comments, so they don't show up in the actual script that gets printed, but it's just for you. If you are like notes to yourself, basically. If you're used to programming, you can write some code, but you don't want to run everything, so you put some comments in for yourself, and you can be like, oh, sweet, I kind of know what's going on here. Like when I go over here, yeah, you don't see that, which is great. So it won't print out, won't be for anything like that. Leave a comment, by the way, if you've used Slugline. So let's go ahead, and from there, that gives us kind of the description. Let's say write character profiles on all these individuals. So we have Alex is the protagonist of the story and is in his 20s. And we have Emily is in her 20s as well, and girlfriend Alex, she's smart and resourceful. We got Tom. So far we got 3 people. We got 4. Oh, I said small cast. Let's see, it's a bigger cast than I thought, but that's fine. We'll go ahead and go with this. We'll go ahead and copy this information into here as well. We'll just go cast, and we'll go 1, and then we'll go 2. Just kind of put this information so we have something to reference, and because AI should get us a lot of it done, hopefully, but there'll be a lot of stuff we'll have to add in ourselves. So maybe, let's say, as we're going along, something happens with their server or something, and it doesn't work. Like occasionally you'll be writing a script and you'll be like, oh, now it errored out, and now we don't know where we're at, and it doesn't know where it's at. So we have to give it some information again to kind of get it started and get it going on the proper route. So I also think, and this is just me with a little bit of experimentation, I also think the more information you kind of get up front like this, the more it looks at it to kind of be like, oh, I can use that. So this is useful information for us, and I think it's also useful information for the ChatGPT to write stuff out. So let's see here. We've got that. And I'm also trying this, and I've not read the book yet, but I started listening to this podcast that my brother sent me. It's called Writer's Blockbuster. It's really good. It's 3 different people that kind of break down movies and even a pilot. The pilot episode of Cobra Kai. So it's pretty good so far. So it could be interesting. Perhaps I'll have to check out Save the Cat, the book they talk about quite a bit. So, yeah. Let's see, where am I at with this? We got a description, we got that. I would say this is where the Save the Cat thing comes in. So I'll say write an outline. I don't have to specify what, because it should be aware. It's like, hey, we're talking about the film we were just talking about. Write an outline using the Save the Cat story structure or plot points. I don't know. So we'll just use the story structure of Save the Cat, and it should go through and start doing this. I'd be happy to help you outline a story using Save the Cat structure. Here is an outline of a horror film. hopefully they're talking about the same one. Group of friends excited setting off their camping trip. One of the friends expresses their fear. Yeah, it sounds like the right one, right? Camping. Then it does this opening image, theme stated. Let's see, the catalyst. And I'm guessing these are all, just like kind of story beats stuff and that, like B story and all that. But you got your kind of 3-act structure, it looks like here. So it's doing all that for us, which is great. And now we could copy all this over here as well if we wanted to. So let's see. Copy all that, and then I'll just come over here. There's a lot of notes in the beginning of the script. I haven't done this in detail yet, but opening, I'm gonna go dash, and then we're gonna go dash, and then we're gonna go setup, I think is another one. Oops. So a lot of little setup here. We got opening image, theme stated, setup, catalyst, and debate, supernatural, break into 2. Try. And then we have act 2. We have B story. Hopefully the audio is okay. Fun and games. Fun and games, midpoint, bad guys, close it in, all is lost. All is lost kind of sounds like the story circle. I don't know. I tried the story circle, didn't get it to quite work for me. What I've been really enjoying is there's this, if you have Canopy, which you can get access to through your library usually, they have great courses for free, and great courses, a company, and the Screenwriting 101 is really good, and I think it matches up really well with an author called Robert McKee, and he talks about story structure and script writing, which I think is a really good resource. But yeah, but now we've got this, right? So we've got Act 1. We can now go, and I could always come back here to reference this. We have Act 1, the opening image. So I could just say, write Act 1, opening image. Opening image, the sun is setting over the... I swear one time I had it right in a somewhat more script format, but... Oh, what is this? Opening image. Sun is setting over dense woods as a group of friends pile into a car, excitedly setting off on their weekend camping trip. They chat and laugh as they drive, looking forward to the adventure ahead. As they pull up to the campsite, they grab their gear and start. So let's go to trip. Copy this. So opening image is the sun setting, so I'd say out, kind of exterior. So we'll go EXT, just do that, capitalize, and like script writing software does, puts it in there for you. So we'll go sun is setting over the dense woods as a group, exterior, I guess, woods, as the group of the friends pile into a car. So I'm gonna say woods, in front of friend's house, because it's not out in the woods yet, as the sun is setting. So I would say evening. Oops, I think there's a couple of E's. Too many E's. So there we go. Got our exterior, opening shot. Put that in there. And the script's coming along pretty well. And see all this commented stuff. Looks like a lot there, but we'll preview and yeah, you got your title page, the tint, and then you got this. So not a lot yet. but got a lot of this kind of would be a lot of brainstorming, kind of putting all this together. So pretty good. I only highlighted it there because it says they chat and laugh. Maybe I could say they chat and laugh as they drive. Copy that and say write a detailed, maybe detailed scene as they copy they chat and drive. See what happens there. As a group of friends chat and laugh, they drive to the campsite. The car is filled with a sense of excitement. Alex, the protagonist, is driving and glances over at Emily, his girlfriend, who is sitting next to him in front. I can't see it. I can't believe we're finally doing this. So they do have some dialogue bits, but it's like, I wonder if I could tell it to maybe rewrite this in a screenplay format so it'd be a little easier to kind of copy and paste over. Just a little more clear to read, hopefully, but we'll say rewrite this in a screenplay format. Look at that. See, this is better. Hopefully it sticks with this. Sometimes you'll tell it something and then it'll go back to doing what it wants to do. And I'm like, no, that's I don't want that. But yeah, this will make it a lot easier to convert over to, just for readability, copy and paste. But yeah, I do like using the rewrite term though, because then sometimes you can be like, it'll go off on something and you're like, I don't know about that. Rewrite this without that or something. Another thing it seems to do a lot when I've been doing the story stuff is it seems to just be doing like, maybe I write too many like, oh, it's an adventure, and so then it's like at the end of every paragraph it's like, and they go off on their adventure, determined to do it at all costs. I'm like, everyone is so determined in these stories. I don't know, or just maybe it's just so repetitive. I was like, it's kind of funny. The sun is setting in the group of friends pile in the car, interior car, pile into the car. Opening image, sun is setting. Maybe that should be new. Okay, wait. Yeah. Delete that. I think it sometimes it starts up here. So we'll grab all this, copy that over, and paste that in, and then we'll go Alex, I think it is. Alex. I'll just hold down shift and then have all uppercase. And once you do that with one character, it's like a lot of screenwriting software, remembers, oh, that's Alex. So you can just kind of type it out and it knows what you're talking about. Then we got Emily. So just copy that actually. Yeah, Emily. There we go. And one thing I wish I said, like over scroll, like so you could scroll further up. It's a thing in like IDEs, which is integrated development environment, but that's different. It's something I deal with. So just weird random things. So now you can see though, pretty easy. We're kind of going along. We're like, oh, cool, this is coming right along. Again, I'm not reading all this right now, so maybe this is terrible. Like, I'll sit down to read this and like, wow, this is the worst script ever. But you can kind of get a good start, I think. And we already have a lot of good notes. We could be like, okay, sweet, let's refine this. Let's remove a few characters, or let's add that. But I think it'd be pretty good. Tom, I think it's another one till we get to there. Alex, Emily in the backseat, Tom, late 20s. The Joker, the group pipes up, Tom, yep, okay, we're here. So yeah, and hopefully we won't run into any ghosts or monsters. Oh no, first thing out of the Joker's dialogue, and he's like, first thing out of his mouth, and he's like, already like, ghosts and monsters. No. But yeah, so we're going along, I think, pretty decently. Let's see. Sarah mid-20s. I think I already put Sarah in, didn't I? No, I did not. Sarah. Alright. Sarah mid-20s. Toms, don't be ridiculous. And the dialogue it generates and the stuff that comes up sound pretty common or standard. I don't know, something, it's not super, I don't think it's super creative, but it could be a good start, obviously, to kind of branch off on and like, oh, I got something started now. How can I refine this? So Brandon, early 30s. I don't remember him. I mean, I remember Brandon, 30s. Oh, look at that. See, and it's consistent. And it could be consistent without this too, but I think when we do kind of give it some outlining stuff, it's maybe it has something to fall back on. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that, how it's working, but it seems pretty consistent if you give it enough detail up front and kind of just work through it. And I think smaller chunks before, when I first started, I was like, oh, write a 60-page script. And it writes like, something super short and says at the end. So I was like, you have to like kind of break it down piece by piece. But yeah. Brandon, early 30s, the most skeptical of the group, chimes in. Everyone's chiming in. We are at Brandon, 30s, most skeptical in the group. All right, Brandon. Yeah, let's talk about Brandon. And Brandon is going to be, yeah, I'm sure the scientific explanation for all that supernatural stuff is just our minds playing tricks on us. And probably got to have that on Command S, just kind of saving the tint as we go along. It's kind of a vague name. As the car continues down the winding road, the group falls into a comfortable silence, lost in their own thoughts about the weekend ahead. And we could expand on that scene more, I guess, if we wanted to, or, leave it as is for now, but that gets a little more detail than we originally had. So it's looking pretty good, I think. Let's see where we left off. Alex in the woods, right? Emily. Okay, this is the unscripted version. We had opening image. Drive, looking forward to the adventures ahead. As they pull up to the campsite, they grab their gear and start setting their tent, eager to start exploring the surrounding wilderness. So let's then grab this chunk, I would say, and then go ahead and say, write this scene, colon, boom. See what happens. Interior car day. Don't know why it's still on. The group of friends pull up. Okay, so I guess it is still in the car. Campsite, clearing the dense wood. They eagerly grab their gear. Alex and Emily work together to set up the car. So, this should probably be like an interior/exterior camping site or something. So let's do that. We're gonna come down here and we're gonna go INT, and then we're gonna just arrow down exterior, and then we'll go car dash campsite. We started out day, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Okay, good. It's like we're not changing times, are we? We have day here, we have day there. So start out in the car, get out of the campsite. So the group pulls up, Alex and Emily together as the group. Okay, so all that's good. A little description, grab that, plop that in there. Command S again, just always be saving. Never know when something's going to crash. This program actually is really quite solid, I think, but sometimes you work with programs which aren't super solid. So always save to Emily. So I'll go Alex. I'll go to Emily. Yeah, it didn't work. To Emily. Need to get more familiar with this program. I have only used the basics so far, but so far it's really good. That's another thing I'm going to try to do on this YouTube channel is just make more movies and work on more content so that I learn the software and I learn all of the things necessary to kind of, if I put this up there, oh, that works, nice. Alex to Emily, I can't wait to go hiking and see what kind of wildlife we can spot. Emily smiling. Emily, and then we're going to go smiling. Now, I thought I'd try to put this in line with that, but yeah, and it doesn't work. Weird. All right, then we'll just do that, and then we'll go Shift Enter. I'm hitting Shift Enter to keep it kind of in that format, in the dialogue format. Smiling. I'm just excited to relax. Oops. Copy this. Copy that. And then if we do this, then it works. Interesting. So I'll have to play with that and see if it continues to do that. But like I try to write the character name and then inline, whatever, in parentheses, whatever it is, and it doesn't really work. But once I add some more dialogue afterwards and put it back, it's fine. It seems to work fine. So Command save. Let's see. Emily, and then we got Tom, joking. A lot of little things here. So we're gonna go enter. We're gonna go Tom. Get that nice autocomplete. And we're gonna go joking. And then we'll go Shift Enter. And let's see. He says joking. Yeah, and maybe. I don't know, maybe AI would be good for horror movies, kind of, it doesn't have to be the most serious, it can be kind of cheesy dialogue, it doesn't have to be super serious. Yeah, and maybe we'll run into some bears and cougars or something, that'd be a real adventure. But, yeah, rolling her eyes. So this is coming along pretty well. I mean, for the script, again, I'm copying and pasting. I'm not really reading this too much. But this is kind of a format I'm playing around with to see about writing up scripts. Is what can I do with AI to help kind of speed up one part of the filmmaking process, because when you're making like no budget movies, it's really just you, maybe a couple of people that are doing the whole thing. So you need to you don't have a studio budget, you don't have writers and specialized people doing specialized things. So if there are tools out there online like ChatGPT, which is a free research preview at the moment, so it'll be interesting once it's done with that and they release it, how much it'll be. I'm guessing it'll be like a monthly thing or something. I don't know. But yeah, so, see what kind of tools can you use to help create video. And I think AI is interesting. It's not perfect, and it's definitely probably got it has a lot of potential problems for sure. one of them, and I think they say it somewhere here, but try to write. I'd have to just check for just for playing around with it. I did like told it, say, hey, write a YouTube video that is like you always see those videos, the truth about X, whatever that is, and and it was I think I picked Christmas because Christmas is coming up, and the first one I was like, oh, it sounds probably kind of accurate. Didn't do any fact checking on it, and then I told it to do it again, and it was fairly different, like noticeably. I was like, So I definitely wouldn't use this for I'm trying to write like a how-to or like historical fun facts or anything like that. But I think for fiction, it's perfectly fine. And I think it'd also be interesting to do it with fiction for like public domain works, because I think it also says that the data set goes until 2021. And I was like, well, that's perfectly fine. I'm more interested in kind of like the older stuff to use, public domain stuff like H.P. Lovecraft or Edgar Allan Poe or Little Nemo and Slumberland, which was an old comic, and they're in the public domain as well. So I told it to write a script for that, and it was like, no, that's just like the first comic strip. So if it has a lot of knowledge of this old public domain stuff, you can say, okay, well, I want to make some fictional tweak or remake of that. I think that would be really interesting. As the group finishes setting up the tent, they stand back and admire their handiwork, ready to fully embrace the wilderness and all it has to offer. Command save. So we've gotten 2 pages of screenplay, because you got the 1 and 2 there, and we just preview this, but yeah, we got, doesn't count the first page of the tent, very scary name. We have 1 page and 2 page, well, page and a half, not bad. From, scroll back up, opening scene, the chat, from this little paragraph there. So where do we go next? Right, Act 1, opening image. So just from here. So now we have this theme. So now we can do the same thing. We just go scroll down to the bottom, and we can go right, Act 1, theme stated. And then we'll look at that, and it's following along the script format like we told it to. It's remembering, which is good. So let's go to here, Act 1, theme stated. One of the friends expresses their fear of the unknown and being in the wilderness. So let's see if it's following along with that. The group of friends sit huddled in their tent, trying to stay warm as a storm rages outside, shivering. This is Emily. I can't believe we're stuck in here. I just wanted to get away from the city and relax for the weekend. Alex, reassuring. I know, but we'll be okay. We just need to ride out the storm, and then we can start exploring in the morning. Tom, nervous. Wasn't Tom the Joker, the funny one? Apparently he's not so funny anymore. Or he's like, no one likes storms, being out in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, let's see. Interior tent day. I'd almost put this night storm coming and make it night and a little scarier. I don't know. Be like, we could change it ourselves, or I would say rewrite it just so that the AI isn't getting out of sync with us. So we're all in sync. We're all on it. We're in this together. We rewrite with it being night. So interior tint night. That's better. And then it should rewrite out everything else pretty much the same way. And you'll have a lot of rewrites, so if you're scrolling through, that's why I copy and paste as you go, because you're going to come back through it and you're like, wow, I'm seeing a lot of the same things. But I mean, this is a pretty fast way to write a script, and one could argue, well, it's a pretty terrible way to write a script. I mean, what does AI know about story structure? Which I'd argue it knows a bit. It knows that there are acts. It apparently knows about the save the cat thing, which is more than I do. I've been going through different script material, but I don't know if this is a save the cat thing or just a thing they talk about in the Block Writers Blockbusters podcast. But they talk about like good news, bad news, and they're breaking down some films. They're like, Indiana Jones. I think it's like good news, he jumps and gets on the truck. Bad news, he's like on the edge and gonna fall off. Good news, he, something. It's like good news, bad news, good news, bad news. And I was like, huh, I wonder if that's also kind of like in my mind. I was thinking in Robert McKee's book Story, and as well as this Screenwriting 101 by the Great Courses, he uses a slightly different term, but Robert McKee uses this. It's like positive, negative charge. So it's like if a scene starts positive, it ends negative. Same with like in a film, right? A film opening, it's like they kind of just reverse, right? It's this good, bad kind of back and forth. So I thought that was interesting. But yeah, interesting. Interior tint, night, like that. Sorry, drinking up too much sparkling water. Kirkland brand. Brought to you by Kirkland Sparkling Water. Now, hopefully the audio is okay. I wanted to try out a live stream. This is, I think, my first live stream in my new home. This is my first home. My wife and I, in 2022, bought a home, which is pretty cool. It's not new. It's new to us. It's an old home. But, yeah, first time owning something, and got office set up and doing a live stream in it now. So hopefully do a lot of movie projects here. Just a lot of everything here, hopefully. What is this? Emily. We're going to go shivering. Let me know in the comments, because no one's watching live. I'm looking at the is anyone? No. Current viewers, 0. Excellent connection, though. So this will be, if you're coming back and rewatching this and you've made it to the 38-minute mark, then leave a comment below if you like this kind of content, like live screen, writing scripts live. Don't know if it's a good idea or not, but I just thought, I've been noodling around with AI. I should do this. This would be interesting. I've also been noodling around with Blender. So I'm trying to learn Blender, which is a 3D program, and I want to learn how to actually use it this time, because I've played around with it off and on for years, but never did anything serious or stuck with it long enough to actually have results. And so I'm really trying to figure out how to use it this time, or at least good enough to do kind of effects and for movies. We're making a movie or writing a script for a movie, and I think this was going to be supernatural stuff. It's like, where's the story going? I don't know, but maybe we'll need some effects. So I think it would be fun to. I'm going to mess around with, I'm going to shoot everything on an iPhone, because I've got an iPhone. And I do have another camera over there, I guess, that can shoot video, but it's easier to shoot on an iPhone. And I don't have, a lot of camera gear, so I'm going to shoot with this. And I think for someone that's shooting, like right now it's just me and my kids. I'm not going to be in this film, obviously. This is 5 people, and I don't have 5 kids. But also one of them's a girlfriend, so I don't have multiple. I don't know. But yeah. Emily. Where are we at? We're on Alex. I was like, who's talking? Alex. Trying to remember where I was going with all that. But basically, I'm going to try to, on this channel, be making movies, because I've messed around with movie making with my brothers off and on for more off than on over the years. When we were younger, we did it more. But it'd be fun to kind of get back into it again and see if I can do something with it, or just see what happens, I guess. 2023 goal, try to make a couple regenerate response. Film and stuff. But anywho, and I don't really know who like my audience is. Oops, close that. I don't even know what that bar is yet. I need to look more into. Let me know if it'd be interesting to anyone. Maybe it'd just be interesting for me to go through the documentation on Slugline 2 and make some decent little videos that can be good reference. Go back to like how to do this. I want to try to make videos like short, useful videos for that I can go back to and be like, oh, that's how I did that in Final Cut. That's how I did that in DaVinci. That's how I did that in Blender. That's how I did that in Slugline. And make playlists that kind of go to those programs or to those specific features of the program. Like making a playlist for DaVinci might be silly. It would be like make a playlist about DaVinci Resolve, but one is just about editing, and one's about color, and one's about sound, and one's about compositing. That kind of thing. Like on Blender, you have one on modeling, and one on texturing, and one on compositing there. How to export things to view, like a whole visual effects one, I don't know, stuff like that. Or break it down even more specific, I don't know. I try to make more films, and then I'll be like, wow, I've made a film. And this is what I think I learned from it. And this is what I think I can, say, hey, this is what we figured out. And so this is something to maybe watch out for. And then, maybe the next one or the next couple, like, wow, that one thing I did learn, I would say do it this way, actually. It's kind of learning and sharing what I learn and seeing if I can make any entertaining films out of any of that. Outdoors people. Did I mess that up, or did AI misspelled? Oh no. That's all right. One mess up's not too bad. So let's see. Sarah, Tom, don't worry. We have each other, and we're all skilled outdoors people. We can handle whatever comes our way. See, they're very outdoorsy people. They're probably from Washington, right? I hear everyone goes out camping all the time, and they wear, or Montana, I don't know. Somewhere where that's like, get outdoors. Which is great. Outdoors is supposedly good for you if you don't run into any snow monsters or anything too scary. But yeah, I will stop at the hour mark so I don't bore people too much. And let's, oops, what did I do there? But perhaps this could be fun in the future, writing out scripts and apologize. And also wants to get better at Blender or DaVinci, like doing live edits or compositing or whatever, I did a YouTube channel before that actually started to get pretty decently popular, and I did live streams, and there was people there, and it was fun. I stopped doing it just because, like, the topic, like I said, I'm programming, so self-taught programmer, and I was like, oh, I should do a YouTube channel, I should do programming, should see what help do stuff. And it was fun for a while, but when I do it all day, and then I was trying to do it at night and all the time for videos, and it just became like, so this is I want to try to get into something creative and do something fun again. Just gotta balance it out and also make sure I have time to still keep learning things so I'm relevant in the job market for programming. But yeah, all right, got down to another scene. As the friends sit in silence, listening to the storm rage outside, the theme of the story becomes clear: the fear of the unknown and being in the wilderness. I like it. Where are we at? Rewrite this at being at night. So it's theme 1 stated. All right, let's go down here and let's go here to theme 1. So setup. Now we're going to do setup. And we got 3 pages. Oh yeah, we're moving right along. So right, act 1, setup I think it was. Boom. An error occurred in the, if this issue persists. Yeah, this is why you write everything down. Now we can go back and give it all AI all of this, and then maybe it'll, yeah, probably have to try it one more time, but I mean, usually when this happens, it's done with. Right, act 1, setup. Yeah. All right, let's see. I don't think I've ever done it. I've never done it with anything this long, but let's see if we can give it all of this and say, right, copy all that. I don't know if it needs a synopsis on the characters, but I mean, just to keep it consistent, hopefully it has something to go off of. We're gonna go Command R. Yep, just refresh the whole page, because that's what you gotta do. I do that, and then we're gonna go, hopefully Shift Enter, yes, so we don't hit Enter on that. And then where were we at? We went to the right, Act 1. Yeah, setup. The group arrives at the campsite and begins to set up their tent. This is confusing because I thought they already in their tent. One of the friends expresses their fear of the unknown, and they already set it up here, which is weird. The group arrives. So it's like some of these things are odd. Like, why would it do that? Anyway, let's just see if we can catch back up and be consistent somewhat. This is why you gotta write some of it yourself. Right, act 1, setup. Capital I. All right, and we go in screen, play, format. Let's see if we can do that. Interior campsite day. Alex, Emily, Tom, Sarah, and Brendan are setting up their tent. So see, now they're setting up their tent, and they should have already done that. So maybe we could have flipped those around. I don't know. Looks like it's going pretty well. So this is why, yeah, I'd copy all that information so you can just put it all in there and then write. This is where we're kind of continuing from. And it should work out pretty good. Smiling. It's formatting a touch differently, but hey, it's fine. It's more readable than and kind of putting it all in there like a novel format almost. But anywho, going on from here, I could keep on going on with this. I don't think I'm gonna do it because I don't have access to cast of 5. 1, 2, 3 guys and 2 girls. So yeah. All right, but that was fun. That was interesting. Gave me some more ideas. It's a little differently than how I've done it in the past, but I am working on a script using a kind of similar technique. Not this detailed. Maybe I'll tweak it as needed, but also the script could be pretty loose because I'm going to be shooting it with my kids out in the woods around here, and yeah. I don't think I need to do too much, hopefully not too heavy dialogue, because like dialogue's hard to memorize, right? Even for me, I'm like, meh, it's a lot of dialogue. But anywho, thanks for, if you're watching the pre-recording of this, thanks for watching it. And I will in the future, if people are interested, and there's comments down below like, hey, live streaming, video making stuff would be interesting. It'll be something I'll look into. Obviously, there's no one watching this one because I didn't announce it. I didn't do anything like that. But I also, you know, only have like 100 and some subscribers, and I think most of those people came from the subscribing from like that Snow Monster movie. That's why I'm making a Snow Monster sequel. But we're gonna do all the Snow Monster effects ourselves. Not before I used like a little like chintzy iPhone app. It was super basic, and I shot it on whatever phone I guess was out in 2017 ish. Right around that time. I don't know. Anywho, thank you all, and until next time, keep on, making movies. I don't have like a outro thing. I'll ask AI to write me one. But thanks for watching. Bye.